Breaking news. Spurs guard David Jones-Garcia has officially been named All-Summer League first team, averaging over 22 points, almost 6 rebounds, and over 3 assists in 8 Summer League games between Vegas and California. And for his efforts, he was rewarded by the Spurs, agreeing on a 2-way contract with San Antonio. Plus, the defamation lawsuit filed by NFL prospect and Texas Longhorn wide receiver Isaiah Bond has been thrown out with prejudice.
CureSearch.org. You're not as alone as you feel.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That ball is history! A walk-off home run!
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge. What's up,
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Thanks for joining me, however you may be joining me, whether that's on 94.1 on your FM dial. If you happen to be locked in listening at sasportstar.com via our AA Best Bail Bonds audio player. You can also check out all of our other shows there and interviews in the audio vault at sasportstar.com. Or if you're watching live on YouTube, we stream all of our shows live on the YouTube app. Just go there, search SA Sports Star. Go ahead, like, subscribe. You can comment along with the show as it happens, or you can feel free to call in the old-fashioned way, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 if you want to get in on the conversation. Lots to get into. And like I said, breaking news, Shams Charania tweeted about 5 minutes ago during the break, David Jones-Garcia, the Chupacabra, officially signed a 2-way contract with the San Antonio Spurs, and that frees up one of those roster spots, another one taken. He earned it. I was glad to see his efforts rewarded. That's always a good thing when you play that way and get it, because earlier in the day, he was named All-Summer League first team. So him, the MVP of the Summer League, Kyle Filipowski, and Terrence Shannon Jr., other first teamers that were named along with him. He ends up averaging 21.5 points, 6 rebounds, and nearly 4 assists in a handful of games in Vegas. And for his combined efforts, 22 points, almost 6 boards, 3 assists in both California and Las Vegas. So he definitely earned it. He was a Spurs leading scorer the entire way. And it's good to see a person get paid off for what they have done, for their hard work and their efforts to be rewarded. And the San Antonio Spurs did just that when it comes to David Jones-Garcia, the Chupacabra. He is officially staying in San Antonio for the long term. Micah Parsons remains to be seen, because Jerry Jones still hasn't paid the man who was looking for a new contract, although Micah is in camp. Earlier this morning on the Morning Huddle, AJ and Rob talking about Micah and Jerry.
On to Micah Parsons, and the still no deal. Obviously, we would have led the show if there were a deal.
Right.
And it's interesting. It's interesting that this is still being talked about publicly. It feels like Micah's made his piece known. Like, you know, I want to be here. I want to be a Cowboy. I'm not looking to be the highest paid player ever. At least that's what he's saying out loud. Who knows if that's true or not? But for once, we've heard a lot more from the player than we have from the organization when it comes to Cowboy negotiations. Normally, you hear a lot more from Jerry than you do from the player. At least that was the case with Dak. It was certainly the case with CD, who I don't think even talks. With Micah, I mean, Micah's so media savvy. He's out there doing stuff. He's getting his side of the story out there.
And doing it perfectly. He is doing everything absolutely right.
Dude, he has come across like the perfect team guy. like saying, I'm going to be there no matter what. Like, I mean, he is doing everything you can do the right way. They asked Jerry what was going on with this and if he expects Micah to work, even though the contract's not in place.
Well, everybody here is under contract. Everybody. Yes. And so that's what that is. From the standpoint of, let's say, what happens relative to, I'm looking at the entire NFL when I say this, and that's players that are under contract and teams looking to make it better for the team and for the player. In terms of that, that is incumbent if you're in that price range. When you're up there in that top 10%, so to speak, of the league, and that top quartile of your team, leadership is really big. And leadership exhibits himself when you're negotiating as well. And so I'm appreciative of Micah being here. I am. And it's incumbent upon us all. We've got a player that we've docked him for not being here during off-season workout, as you well know. And we will fine him for that because those parts of a contract to go directly toward the leadership that he's is as a player relative to the rest of the team, and certainly, obviously, to our fans as well. So I'm big into, and not alone either, big into showing anything you can do for leadership if you're going to be one of these guys that are in the top drawer of all the money.
Okay. Yeah, I like that top drawer of the money. But help me remember this, Rob. We were at training camp last year. Did we talk to CeeDee Lamb at training camp last year?
No.
Why not?
He wasn't there.
Oh.
Yeah,
well,
you had my jersey. Remember, you were supposed to have signed.
Yeah,
he wasn't there.
Well, he wasn't there. And so saying everybody is under contract and everybody's expected to be there, like how quickly we forget.
Right. And the year before that, Zach Martin wasn't there. So we're used to this.
So the fact that you've got a guy who is like,
treat him as such.
Yes.
But I get the sense, now we heard through the grapevine in the winds that they were real close to a deal not long ago.
Okay.
That they had come within inches of actually getting this done. And at the last minute, Jerry wasn't going to give on something. I don't know what it was, but it didn't happen. And I think that there's some hurt feelings now. And yesterday, Jerry talking about signing Micah and saying, keep in mind, he only played 6 games last year or missed 6 games last year. So there's some negotiating going on through the media when your owner says, yeah, I need to make sure the guy I'm going to pay actually plays all 16 games if possible, because it happened to me the year before when I signed a big quarterback deal and he missed all those times. So, while you're under contract doesn't mean you're actually playing, and I want to pay a guy who's ready to play. I think that I think they're closer to a deal than we think if they're sniping at each other like this. I really do think that they're well beyond most of the prereqs. I'm pretty sure they're even close to the dollar amount. It's just right now it's going to be how is it delivered and how much of it's guaranteed. And when I hear owners talking about availability, we're talking about guaranteed money then,
They asked Jerry if there are frustrations over the negotiations with Micah.
Not at all.
No,
not at all. We do, and I don't mean this. I have things undone, dangling participles. I bet I have 20 of them every day in some pretty serious areas. You can't have it all done at the same time. It doesn't work that way. And so this is just a part of it. We've got, again, I want to mention that we're here with everybody under contract. 2 years ago, we were here, and I think Zach Martin wasn't here. You had a situation, although we had a contract, so you worked through that. I was looking at this documentary, and it spent some time going back in the Emmett Smith negotiation.
Good.
And what was going on there. There's nothing new about what we're talking about here today relative to contracts. That's been going on a long time. Now, you say, well, if you don't get him in, are you going to lose the first 2 games and then go on to win the Super Bowl? Well, we'll take that.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah. Well, they got some there's some of these quotes that are, I don't want to say cartoonish, but kind of cartoonish. Here's Jerry talking more about Micah.
The other thing I would say is contracts are 4 or 5 years. There's a lot of water under the bridge if you step out there and do something in the first 2 or 3. You can get hit by a car. Seriously. So there's a lot to look at over a lot of years that could make a big difference. Have you ever heard of any clubs committing to players and then they didn't pan out after they committed to them? We have.
Oh, you could get hit by a car.
You could, man. Lightning strike you.
Yeah, we're not looking
poisoned.
we're not looking to do a 5-year deal. You can get hit by a car.
Things blow up, Micah.
Like, I mean,
things explode all the time.
Planes crash, and then we're stuck paying a guy who died in a plane crash.
Dozens of people spontaneously combust every year, just burst into flames.
You ever heard? You ever heard of a shark attack?
It happens all the time.
Happens all the time. You ever heard of a player getting signed to a long deal, getting eaten by a shark, and you still got to pay out the contract? Well, I have. I've been there. I've seen it.
I've been around. This is my first rodeo.
I've seen it.
I think
you could get hit by a car.
Oh, Jerry's just
what the?
He's just warming up, man. Just warming up, finding his groove.
Like imagine you're in negotiations, and he's like, "Well, one of the concerns we have is
you might get hit by a car.
Car strikes is if
we're gonna build in. You're not allowed in any street.
Yeah.
Anytime.
How close have you ever come to actually being struck by a car? Oh boy. They asked Jerry because the big news. Remember, Jerry didn't know Micah's agent's name. Like he was like, I don't know who that is. They asked him if he's spoken with the
What's
agent.
His name?
Now.
What's his face?
Oh yeah, that fella. He's a nice fella.
I've talked with people that have talked to him. Let's put it like that. I don't necessarily talk to these agents, or I don't necessarily talk to attorneys, and I do stuff everywhere, and I don't necessarily talk to the people that are hired to do certain things. I talk to the principals 90% of the time.
I don't know what that means.
Well, he means he talks to the players.
Oh,
but yeah. my thought is this: like, if Jerry fancies himself a GM,
he does.
How would you not talk to the agent?
No, it's smarter to talk to the player. I don't want to talk to the agent. No, tell me. You never want to talk to the attorney. Never. You want to talk to the person. The more you talk to the person, the better off you're going to be. Yes.
All right.
Because one, you'll find their motives. Whatever their motivation are, I need to know that. And I don't need the cover of their representation. Now, a good attorney, a good representation will never let you talk to them. But in a situation like Jerry, I can see why I'm going to talk to Micah and you go talk to your agent. Okay. Yeah, and the finer details are going to be handled by Steven and the agent. That stuff will be worked out, and Jerry's not going to be in that room. But that's negotiating 101. Get past the face and go to the principal. I get that, and that's one of the reasons this is so slow, because that's the way Jerry does business. If you're going right with the agent, you're already. I mean, if he's working under the understanding that I have full rights to negotiate and close the deal with you just okaying the end, it happens much faster.
He's right. It does happen faster talking with a player, but you have to get the agent involved at some point. And usually you do that when you're ready to strike a deal. For Jerry, he didn't do that with Todd France until a couple hours before the season opener. CD, it was a couple of weeks into camp. And when you finally start contract negotiations with them, then it can start to happen. But Micah said, frustration on his part is that his people have reached out to Jerry only to get a cold shoulder to this point. So you could see where the frustration with Micah Parsons is starting to get to him. We'll discuss more about that, the frustration, him and Jane Slater talking with both Micah and Trayvon today and stirring the pot a little bit more. We'll discuss plus your phone calls when we come back here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM, San Antonio Sports Star.
GimmeTheVin.com's big cash giveaway. I hate games and scams. So when we had the idea to give away $25,000, I was very careful about the way it was orchestrated. Get the top of the market money and enter to be the lucky person to get $25,000. This is no joke. This is no game. This is very real. Just like GimmeTheVin.com.
No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GimmeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
My debit card.
their debit card.
Where did I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Thank you for making Total Wine & More America's #1 online source for spirits, beer, and wine. Better than all those delivery apps. Total Wine's prices are up to 30% lower with super fast delivery and no hidden fees. Order direct at TotalWine.com and pay less today.
Drink responsibly, B21.
All right, Takis fans. Wendy's knows you love your Takis Fuego chips. So we thought, why not make a Takis Fuego meal with a Takis Fuego chicken sandwich with spicy chicken topped with crushed Takis Fuego chips and creamy corn spread. Plus, it comes with Fuego fries inspired by Takis and a bag of Takis Fuego chips. If we had any more heat, we might start an actual... I told him this would happen. For an intense new take on Takis chips, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Includes 1 ounce Takis Fuego chips while supplies last. Takis and Fuego trademarks are used under license.
Sensory sensitivity, repetitious behavior, lack of eye contact. You can see signs of autism in children as young as 18 months. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. Always appreciate y'all taking the time to join me as we get you to Rangers baseball as they continue their series with the A's coming up here at the bottom of the hour. But first, your phone calls, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Martin dialed him. Martin, what's going on, my man? You want to talk about Jerry and Micah?
Yeah, Jerry, he says he's the GM. You know what? In Cowboy land, that stands for is grossly managed. I hope Micah, for real, I hope Micah, he deserves the Super Bowl. I hope he just leaves the Cowboys, you know? I mean, because them Cowboys, that team has become a joke. Ever since Jimmy Johnson left, it's been no authority out there. Everybody does what they want to do, and that's what he gets, you know? Because when Jimmy was there, if you were, like, worried about your contract, you know, okay, bye. I'll find someone to replace you. It's man, that's just a joke, you know. What's even a joke is the Rangers are only 3 games out of the wild card.
Yeah.
And magic in a bottle can happen, you know?
It can.
It can. You just need a bat or a pitcher. Just go out there and make a deal. You know, the Astros when the Rangers won the World Series, the Astros won the division. What happened?
Exactly. All you got to do is get yourself in the tournament. And that goes in all sports, whether it's the NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball. You just get yourself in the tournament, and you got a chance. As far as it comes to Micah and Jerry, I will say this, Martin. Mike Brown with the Cincinnati Bengals doing the same thing. And I think more fans should appreciate the fact of players holding or owners holding players to their contracts, because it allows the power dynamic to remain what it is. The owners are in charge, players are employees of the team. You don't want that dynamic disrupted in a sense of, I've outperformed my contract. Yes, we can talk about it on my terms, but Jerry's holding them to their word of, we signed you to a contract. This is your contract. We will negotiate, but I'm not going to be forced into anything on your timeline. It's going to be on my timeline. And this is very, very much coming up on collective bargaining, all of these things where the owners have to remain strong and united, because look at what happened in Major League Baseball. The owners kind of lost control, and the players have had it ever since, with the guaranteed contracts and everything that they're able to do to force the movement around the leagues. The NBA, the players basically get to pick and choose where they want to play, even if they are under contract now. The owners still want that ability to be like, you are under contract. Your rights belong to this football team, and we will do what is best for our football team. Because in a lot of ways in the NBA, teams are forced into doing things that aren't in the best interest of their basketball team anymore. The Spurs are an example of that with Kawhi Leonard. They couldn't get the best potential offer they could because Kawhi forced his hand. He wanted to go to LA so bad that no other team was willing to offer a big enough offer. So they took the best one they could, which was Toronto at the time. And part of it, I think, was also spite. And you want to go to LA? We're not going to deal with any of the LA teams. We're sending you to Canada. And so part of that is this, in terms of the owners flexing their muscles a little bit of, this language is in the contract to protect us. We understand that you don't want this language in the contract, but this is to protect us from you doing something unforeseen. The Cleveland Browns almost let the genie out of the bottle by giving Deshaun that fully guaranteed contract. The owners were able to slowly kind of bring that back. And that's going to be one of the things that Jerry is. He will cave. He will break. He will give you your money. Hell, if you back him into a far enough corner, he will give you the no trade clause and everything else like he did with Dak. But he's going to make sure you earn it. And to all intents and purposes, Micah has earned it to this point. And he's going to get his money. And Micah has said he knows he's going to get his money. But it's going to be very interesting to see when he actually gets his money, when Jerry actually decides to cut that check, because it's going to be on Jerry's timeline and not Micah's timeline. And I think that's the big distinction in all of it, because you could tell it's starting to kind of get to Micah, as he talked about, if it was hard to not take everything that's going on these past 48 hours personally with all this contract negotiation talk.
I wouldn't say it's hard not to take it personally when you know how there's a chain of events of something consistently happening over the course of years, when you kind of see it before through other players and things. So you don't take you don't take it personally when you're like, all right, it's not like I'm getting treated differently than anyone else, So I don't take it personally. I just don't understand.
And you're in the same boat as all of us, Micah, because none of us understand what Jerry is fully doing, because he won't explain it. He has his reasoning for doing things the way that he does it. What we all know is he does it this way. Like you said, I've seen the other guys go through this. I just don't understand it. And I don't think any of us ever will understand why Jerry does things the way that he does them. But in his mind, this is the best way for him to do this business. And maybe it's the carrot on the stick, keeping guys hungry. Maybe it is to just get to the point of pain on both sides when it comes to contract negotiations. But for Jerry, I have no doubt this contract will eventually get done. It just comes down to a matter of when. Coming up next here on San Antonio Sports Star, your home of the Rangers. We got Rangers versus A's Game 2. Josh Young, in his first game since being demoted to AAA Round Rock, gets recalled, hits a homer. Does he keep the hot streak going? Find out right here as we get Rangers A's next, right here on your home for the Rangers. But remember, call your loved ones, check on them. You never know what people are going through in life. Till then, we will see you tomorrow morning. Don't forget, Rob and AJ get you started tomorrow morning at 6 right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay.